You know why I'm raising money? I'm raising money to create a trust fund in Illinois for television stations. That's right. I am begging money from everybody I can find in order to buy television time next year. I need millions of dollars because the cost of television is soaring. Take a look here at the amount spent on political TV advertising. Just to give you a notion, political ad spending in millions of dollars, starting in 2002, $995 million, 2004, $1.6 billion, 2007, $1.7 billion, 2006, $1.7 billion, and 2008, I can't even guess where that figure is going to go. Does anyone think that our democracy is stronger and healthier because of this explosion in drive-by political TV ads? Have you ever met a voter who said, you know what the problem is with political campaigns? They're just too darn short. We need longer campaigns. We need to see more of your ads. I've never heard that, but I've heard the opposite. I've heard people beg for mercy. Are you going to have another week of those television commercials going? Well, the candidates hate raising the money for it. The people hate watching it, but the TV stations just love it. I visit TV stations in my state when it gets close to election time, and I meet with the managers. And I just met with one in downstate Illinois in this last election cycle. Nice fella, I've seen him in Washington a lot, runs a nice little station downstate. He had this big smile on his face, and I said, things going okay here? Yeah, they sure are. I said, lots of political ads? He said, Senator, I'm the luckiest guy in southern Illinois. My TV station plays into Missouri. You know what's going on? We may not have a big Senate race in Illinois, but in Missouri, there's a big red-hot contest between the incumbent senator and a challenger, and they're buying every single minute I'll sell them. He said, to be honest with you, I have no time to sell to any other advertisers because these political candidates are here. Senators are spending more and more time each year when they're up for re-election creating these trust funds for wealthy broadcasting corporations instead of doing the work that voters sent us here to do. This is not good for our democracy. Our democracy can't afford to let this system continue. Now, the plan Senator Specter and I have introduced is simple and constitutional. In order to receive fair election funds, candidates first have to prove that they are real candidates. It isn't enough to think that you're going to run. You have to have some support. People have to believe you're a real candidate. You prove that by, as a candidate, collecting a minimum number of small contributions. What does it mean? Well, you have to be a fundraiser, and in my state of Illinois, it would mean that you would have to have 11,500 $5 contributions. 11,500 $5 contributions. Well, I think that a person who is not a serious candidate would have a tough time raising 11,500 contributions in a state like Illinois. But it's worth the effort because if you can raise that to prove that you're a viable candidate, you can qualify for these funds to run your election campaign. What happens if you end up running against a millionaire or a billionaire? And believe me, a lot of political parties spend time searching for these so-called self-funders, people who will pay for all their own campaigns. Or what if you get caught in the crosshairs of some shadowy attack group that's decided they're going to go and take you on by running ads against you? Well, in that case, the candidate who has agreed to be part of the fair elections financing can receive additional funds to level the playing field. And all candidates who voluntarily agree to abide by the fair elections rules will receive vouchers for free TV time and discounts on additional radio and TV time. That's a major way our plan will help slow the explosive growth in campaign spending. The only thing the fair elections candidates cannot do is accept private, special interest, or big donor funds. With the exception of those 11,500 contributions of $5, you're not in the fundraising business. Maybe a few startup funds, but by and large, the qualifying $5 contributions, that's the end of your campaign fundraising. This is not a naive, idealistic, over-the-moon theory. Similar programs are already working in Maine and Arizona. They were enacted by public referenda. They went to the voters of those two states and said, okay, would you like a shorter campaign and a cleaner campaign and a fairer campaign? And the voters said yes. They were enacted and have been sustained through election cycles because they're producing shorter and better campaigns. They're producing better debates in place of the terrible avalanche of political ads, which we now see almost everywhere. Fair elections in Maine and Arizona are helping those states pass the kinds of reforms Americans really want, like affordable health care. Fair elections are bringing new faces and new ideas into politics. They're helping to level the playing field between incumbents and challengers, because you see, under this system, the incumbent senator doesn't get any more money than the challenger. Same amounts of money. Fair play. Now, some may wonder why Senator Specter and I would support a system that actually weakens the advantage for an incumbent. Well, the answer is simple. We believe America needs a system that rewards candidates with the best ideas and principles, not just the person who is the most talented at raising special interest money. Now, supporters of the current system who don't want to change say the public will never support fair elections. They're wrong. Take a look at these polling results when it comes to the idea of public financing of elections. Support is increasing for the idea of public financing in fair elections. 74% of all voters support public financing in fair elections. 80% of Democrats, 65% of Republicans, and 78% of independents. This is an idea whose time has clearly come.